Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just going to give you a quick chat on the first class that we judged, which was the normal blue class. So myself and Matt did this class. The winner picked himself, lovely sky blue cockbird, a super length of feather, lovely width of head, good sized bird, nice width of shoulder. He showed really well. Someone's done a lot of work to get him into good condition. He's one of those birds with such long feather, he must be very difficult to get into condition, but they've done the work and he's presented really well today and he won really quite easily. So congratulations to the owner of that bird. Great job. The second bird's a violet cockbird, a nice big long bird with good feather again, super length of body, that's the thing we really liked about him, and lovely colour. Good example of the violet. He's missing a flight, the outside flight, on one wing today, so we penalised him for that. Initially, we pushed him back a few places, but as we looked at the class and his strength of body shone through and his width of head, we eventually moved him closer to the front. He's a lovely bird. When he really lifts his feather, he's a really magnificent bird in the cap as well, so he was a deserved second place bird. The third bird's a sky blue cockbird. Again, a nice long bird, but not the same width of head as the first two. He can tend to pull a lot, and with the lights, sometimes his feathers up and sometimes it's down. So we saw him at both ends of the spectrum, if you like. He presented very well, but again, he's missing the outside flight in one wing. So he was similar to the second bird in that regard. So we penalised both those birds, but a lovely example, showed quite well. So he was a third bird. The fourth bird, interesting bird, a very long feathered bird, but not the strength of body. So some people would say he needs more meat and potatoes. It's just not the frame of bird we'd like to see. But a nice long bird all the same, and when he lets his feather go, he looks terrific. When he pulls it in, he hasn't got quite as much budgie there as the first three birds. He's also down a little bit in the spots. When you have a good look in later on, you see the impact of his spot isn't quite there compared to the first three. But again, a very nice bird. The fifth bird was a shorter bird. On the floor of the cage, he looks really good, this bird. He's got a lovely face, nice width of head. And when we first saw him, we thought, this bird's going to run second because he's so impressive in the face area. But once you get him on the perch, you realise he hasn't got the strength of body. He's not long enough. He's not quite wide enough through the body. The very impressive face in the bird, that's his best feature. And when he gets up, his deportment lacks a little bit as well. So we penalise him for deportment, the lack of size. And even though his facial features were possibly better than the third and fourth birds, he ended up fifth today. The sixth bird was the first of the hens. Quite a strong body bird. She shows quite well. A little bit ticked in the cap, but nothing too serious. A slight penalty for that. Nice strong body bird, but just not the same impact and feather as the cockbirds. So she just fell away a bit compared to the cockbirds, but a very, very nice hen. From there down, the birds sort of dropped away. We thought up until about 10, the birds were quite competitive, and from there they dropped away quite quickly, really. And we had no real issues in delineating between the top 10 birds and the next 11, so there was quite a gap in many regards. So that's all I've got to say. So thanks for that.